Hi guys, welcome back to another video on the Mini Clubman. Got a few hours free today, so I'm going to try and finish off the engine bay area basically. I want to try and do the repair up the top of the bulkhead. So if you've watched our previous episodes, we've done the lower bulkhead repair and we've rust treated the inside of the toe board and all that area. Basically this is all in preparation to make sure the centre part's solid in order to start doing the floors and the sills. So if you've seen those videos, you'll know what I'm on about in that respect. But at the top, if you've watched the first video, you'll see the bit of rust that has concerned me a little bit, or a bit concerned of how I'm going to make it and what I'm going to do with it. The initial plan, I wanted to really try and get a piece of a car, maybe cut out of an accident damaged car maybe, or a shell that's being dismantled or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I don't really have too much time to wait to hopefully see if that comes up. Basically, I thought, why not? Let's cut it out and let's just try it and make it. I think I'm gonna have to make it in a few different sections. Yeah, we'll see how we get on really. But the reality of it is, as long as the hole's solid and it looks the shape it should be really, it hasn't got to be 110% perfect because the wiper motor sits in front of it. But that being said, I don't want to do anything that's rubbish on the car. I want to try and do it to a good standard. At the end of the day, it will just bug me if it's not done properly. So that being said, I'm going to try and do my best with it. I'll spin around now and I'll show you the area again. But basically there's a raised area which I'm going to try and make out of one piece of steel, and then I'm going to try and tap it around with a hammer and then put another piece of steel behind it and then try and join them. I think it's going to take a lot of sanding and grinding to sort of get it straight and tidy after, and it will require some filler, and I will put filler up there to try and make it look the best I can. But at the end of the day, I really want to try and make it look nice. So if I can try and repair this, then this is really the most awkward part of the car to try and do. Everything else is just big panels and maybe cutting out bits and bolts of the floors and stuff. So I'll show you now and let's get cracking with this. Right, so this is the area we're talking about. Like I said, there's a raised area and then it sort of slopes down and then joins onto this. So what I might do is I might make this area, so I might, where the pitting is, probably cut to the top of the pitting, come down here, and then basically have it sort of stuck out, then just dolly it down as to form a bend possibly, or try and make the bend before. And then behind, you can see the spot welds where this panel's spot welded anyway. So I might plug weld it from the inside and then join it on there. And I think this section I'll then make another piece to join on, and then there. That I'll try and again probably make a piece to go in there, or just try and make it, put a bit of copper behind and try and recreate that hole. So we'll see how we get on with it, but that's the job for today. Right, so it just so happens in my scrap bin, I think this is a section I made for like a end cap for a Valance many years ago. Never used it in the end. I don't know really why I still have it, but I always keep scraps of steel really like this, just in case come in handy. And I've just literally done that and offered it up, and it's really not far off that profile. So I'm gonna have a play with this, see if I can trim it down and let's have a look. Right, so I feel like I could be getting somewhere now. This piece of steel that I said I'd made, I've cut it down a little bit. I've still got a nice curve in it. Right, so you can see I've done a little bit of marking here, and this is that piece of steel that I've cut down a bit and put a curve into. So I'm going to do it in sections. I'm going to try and keep this bit of this ledge here that comes down. I'm going to build this, try and make a little dinky piece to go in there. Obviously tidy that up before I do that. And then it leaves a flat edge along here, basically. So this section, being section number 1, I'm thinking of basically going like that, because I've already got that curve, and that basically sorts this profile out. It gets rid of all of that, all the way along. That's what I'm thinking. Then making a piece there and a piece from the inside, and then sort that out. So 4 sections I think it's going to take, and I think it might work. I've never done anything like this before, so obviously, yeah, don't judge. I wanted to try and get a piece, but I think just getting a piece would be you know, it'd be the similar amount of work to cut out that and then French another piece into it. So I'm going to go with this for now. Obviously this isn't the finished article, loads of little trimming bits to do. I'm going to cut this out now and see how this sits in. If this sits in nice, I might tack it and then see what else I need to make around it. Right, so I managed to get that piece out now, and I'll flip you around now and I'll show you the gap we've got. I'm hoping it's going to work now. There's a big hole in my bulkhead. So you can see now where I've marked out, there's the curve. I'm just going to trim back this a little bit and then try and see if my little piece, I can make that fit. Right, let's do that next. See where we're at. That'll be a big part of it completed then. Then I've got to make some little pieces to go around it, like mentioned. Right, so bring you guys back in. I've been fettling and trimming and cutting and filing and whatnot with steel, but you can roughly see what I'm trying to do here. So this section here will create the bottom, and then there's this piece that I've sort of crafted out of an old, I think it's an old bit of I think I bought a pattern door skin years back and I'm still using it, so it might be door skin, it might be something else, I don't know. It's a magnum panel, and basically that piece will go in there, so you can see that gap will go there, and if I swap hands, you can see that's got the curve on it that then follows around there. So a little bit more fettling to do. Not too sure how I'm going to join this bottom edge with that yet. What I'll probably do is trim that out so it's the correct shape and then weld them together. Or what I possibly could do is weld it from the back. So we'll see. I'm still undecided how I'm going to weld it in yet. And then hopefully if these two pieces go in, I've managed to do it 2 pieces, not 4 like I thought. And then I'm going to put a bit of copper behind here, or I might just lock that bit out once these 2 pieces are in and put a corner in there. Right, so a little bit more fettling and I'll bring you guys back in. Right, so I'm set up for welding now. I'm going to tack this top piece in first, and then I'm probably going to tack the other piece in from the inside and try and join the 2 together. So it's going to be a slow process, so bear with me guys. Right, so that's the first section in. I tacked it and then welded between the tacks basically. It's not like a continuous weld because I didn't want to leave the heat in one area, so I kept moving around. So what I'm going to try and do now is get the other piece in, try and tack it along the bottom or maybe from the inside, and then hopefully try and join the 2 together. And then loads of grinding back after. Hi guys, right, sorry I didn't film all the welding. It was quite hard to have the camera all set up right close to it. So again, I've done like, it looks very bitty, but it's really good. Penetration on the other side is really nice. So I'm going to initial this back now and see if there's any spots that need readdressing and go from there. It looks really messy and dirty right now. So yeah, catch you back in a sec. So with that lineage still back, I'm really quite chuffed with that repair. Obviously it looks a bit messy at the moment because it's all just bare metal. I am going to have to put a bit of filler in this area. I always knew I would, but for now I'm just going to try and make up this area here by, I'm going to hook this bit of copper inside the hole and then try and weld to that a little bit to try and build it up a little bit. I think by trying to put a little piece in there, I might be there all day with it. So we'll see how that goes. If it doesn't, then I'll cut a little square out and make a little square to go in there. So, but once that's done, then we can clean it all back properly and yeah, put a little bit of filler on it, try and tidy it all nicely up. Right guys, I'll leave you with that. I'll flip you around in a second. You can probably see just behind me. You saw me lineage it all back. I was really impressed with how I managed to achieve the contours and the profile of basically the pressing of the bulkhead. I used one piece with the curve and then I used the flat piece behind and I tacked them from behind and then I managed to fully seam weld the whole thing in from the top. It takes a bit of time, you've got to miss a bit, do a bit, miss a bit, and you've got to stop, let it cool down because you are going to warp the bulkhead otherwise. It depends really what the finish you want. I'm trying to do the best I can with this, so hence why I've actually gone to town a little bit, put a bit of filler over the top just to get rid of any of the defects that were there from the welding and the grinding. Hopefully once that's sanded back, you won't tell that it was done. We'll see. You can tell from the back because obviously there's penetration from the welds and stuff like that, and I'll just seam seal all that. You can have all your dash liner and stuff and sound deadening and whatnot behind. But considering it's a very cold day, I've managed to achieve, you know, a good little bit in the few hours that I've had, really. So I'll flip you around now and I'll leave you with that. What I'll do is I'll stand it back and I'll prime the engine bay again, over the bulkhead and stuff, and the bits I've sort of revealed back to bare metal. So I'll drop those pictures in at the end. But once again, guys, thank you for watching. If there's anything you'd like to know or anything you want to comment on, feel free. Just, you know, I'm not professional. I'm best, especially when it comes to fabrication. I've just made 2 pieces of metal up and tried to repair the bulkhead. Better than replacing. Anyone that's ever done a bulkhead on a Mini, it's one thing I've never done a full bulkhead. I've done toe boards and things like that, but I've never done a full bulkhead. I never intend to. I don't want to have to do that. So I'm really chuffed with how this has turned out. Anyway, they're my skills, and I've shocked myself. So I've managed to make 2 pieces fit like that. So again, once again, I'll leave you with that, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you want future notifications, once you subscribe, please ring that bell and it flashes up with any times that I post videos. There'll probably be quite a bit on the Clubman because I've got quite a few panels now if you'd watched the previous videos, and I just want to crack on now and do as much as I can over the winter. It'd be nice to get both the 89 and this Clubman in paint sort of by the spring next year. That's my aim anyway. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one.